What's up, everybody? It's Dan Greer with Leading from the Middle of the Pack. And you wouldn't believe this, but this is the third intro I've done, and I've deleted the other two podcasts. So my hope is that this one is going to go better. This is what happens when you fly by the seat of your pants and you start talking about a topic and you get 5 minutes into it and you're like, man, this topic sucks. So now we're going to pivot. I'm going to give you guys an awesome topic. And I know you're like, Dan, we didn't hear any of that other stuff. I should have saved it as bloopers. But anyways, I didn't. It's gone. It's deleted. What we're going to do today is we're going to be talking all about hiring and some of the stuff that we do as hiring here at Eclipse DOT and why it works so well. And yes, we have turnover. Yes, we have attrition, but we're choosing.
The big question is this: how are leaders like us, who aren't necessarily in a management position, who go out and get our hands dirty, who are ready to answer their calling from God to lead, who are driven to learn and grow, gain the trust and respect of those around us, to actually be heard while not coming across as an authoritative prick? These are the questions, and this is the podcast that will give you the answers. Hi, my name is Dan Greer, and welcome to Leading from the Middle of the Pack.
Who goes and who stays, whether they want to believe it or not, or whatever it looks like. We're helping make those decisions, and then also we're figuring out who to hire in the right place. So cue up the theme song. We'll be right back to talk all about hiring. Awesome. So glad you guys are still here. So today I'm talking about this because we're going through the process to hire a couple new people on our team. We've opened up some fun stuff for a marketing mastermind genius and what we call a code wrangler, a developer to join our team to help us write software and stuff like that, because we're a software company. I know I still struggle to say we're a software company because it just doesn't sound natural to me. I never thought I would be in software, but we are. So today I want to talk a little bit about our hiring process and what it looks like and why we do what we do. Okay. And how it works so well and how we got over on our marketing when we had over 100 applications within 24 hours. And within our developer, we had over 60 applications within 48 hours. And that was with spending less than $10 each on ad spend, right? So first thing I wanted to do is I just want to take a couple seconds and I want to talk about how important it is to set the tone of your company within the job description. So a lot of companies come out and they just blast this crappy, for lack of better words, job description. It's cut and paste. It's not fun. It's dry. It's boring. Has nothing to do with their company. Help wanted, right? And then they go across and they put everything else on there that they're after. Help wanted must be responsible, clean shaved, hard worker, strong ethic, blah, 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 blah. And they list out all this crap that's nobody reads any of that stuff because it's not fun to read. It's not exciting, right? It's not even close to exciting. Matter of fact, it stinks. And so I want to open this up. Give me just a second to open this up while we're here. I know y'all are listening to this and you're like, Dan, why are you opening this up? But I want to let you in on what we did. Okay. So I have lots of fun with writing. Who knew, right? Dan Greer, the writer. Anyways, we did a marketing mastermind, AKA remote marketing team member. Okay, location, anywhere you want. Yes, we're a fully remote company. Now, not everybody can say that, but you can totally find something fun to say about where you're at. Located in beautiful Durango, Colorado, home of something fun that's about wherever you're at, right? In Houston, Texas, the most humid place in the world. In Alaska, where the mosquitoes are bigger than cows. Whatever, you know what I mean? You can have fun with it. If you're a fun company and you want to bring people in, you got to get people's attention. You got to make them laugh. And then check out our description about the company. We're a super cool, rapid growing tech startup in the transportation sector that's shaking things up in the industry. Our innovative products have taken the market by storm and we're ready to take it to the next level. Our team is made up of the most creative entrepreneurial people you'll ever meet. And we're looking for a marketing mastermind to join our marketing efforts. So we explained what the company is up front, and it's not just we're a family-owned business that never moves or does anything fun, right? It says there's a lot of excitement in that. You can't help but read it you can't help but get excited when you read it, okay? The next thing is we had a lot of fun with our responsibilities, and I kept my responsibilities 5 or 6, okay? Develop and execute marketing strategies, I can't even read, Develop and execute marketing strategies that are so epic, they'll make your competitors cry. In a good way, of course. Okay? Lead a team of marketing geniuses to achieve world domination, or at least dominate the industry. And all this is literally written in here. I'm reading it word for word. Analyze market trends and discover new and exciting opportunities to grow our brand. Manage our marketing budgets like a boss and make sure our campaigns are super effective without breaking the bank. Work closely with our product and sales team to create amazing messages that'll make our customers want to shout from rooftops. Use your data-driven mindset to monitor and report on the effectiveness of our campaigns and adjust as needed to optimize results. Continuously explore new marketing channels and tactics to stay ahead of the curve. So you can see, like, there's some of that stuff is like blah, but like a lot of it is like fun. And after you read the first one, you're going to want to keep reading because it's fun. So you got to be like, grab people's attention. You got to make it fun, okay? Qualifications: 5+ years of experience, creative and innovative mindset, can come to the marketing ideas that are out of this world, or at least out of this galaxy, right? A strong understanding of various marketing channels, including social media advertising, live events, and dot docs promoted. And if you don't know what dot docs promoted are, don't worry, we'll teach you, right? We're talking about our software platform, so it's not a big deal. Experience in leading the team, a love for collaboration, excellent communication skills. We like to chat, Slack, Zoom, and even the occasional virtual happy hour. Ability to multitask and prioritize in a fast-paced environment. We'll turn on when we want to move fast, right? Experience in the industry, B2B, is a plus, not required, but we're all about diversity and learning from each other. And then we go and we talk a little bit more about like where we're at, and you go, and then one of the lines in here that I love the most is, and let's not forget the best perk of all, the flexibility to work from anywhere. Yes, even from your bed, we won't judge. If you're a marketing mastermind with fun-loving and adventurous spirit, we'd love to hear from you. Apply today. Let's conquer the world, or at least this industry, together. And like all that's written in that job post, right? And so you're sitting there and you're looking at it and you go, man, what do my posts look like? Are they any good? Right? Are they fun? Does it make me want to come work for this team? And I think that's one of the big things that like you've got to remember as you go through this is like, does this get me excited? Would this make me want to come work for me as you post this? Because if it doesn't, you need to change the post, right? If you're looking for a CDL driver, then you need to come up with like some awesome, fun CDL job posting that like grabs people's attention and makes it awesome and hilarious and like anything that's fun. Okay. The other thing that I really want to put into play here is like the way you grab people's attention is super, super important. You've got to have that hook. You've got to have the position name that's going to be like, hey, what does this say about my team, right? So when we wrote code, when we write somebody for like to join our development team for the software, we called it a lead code wrangler. Location, everywhere you want. Yep, we're a fully remote company, right? And then I love this one because on the very end of it, it talks about you can write code from your local coffee shop or your favorite beach. If you're a code wrangler who loves to build awesome products and have fun while doing it, we want you on our team. Apply today. Let's build something amazing together, right? So we have a lot of fun with it. We grab their attention. We keep them hooked. We get them to read all the way through it. And then they're going to go check out our website, which is what we want as well. We want them to go look at our website, and our website's going to exemplify who we are too. And so we've kind of gone over this all before, but like I wanted to re-hit it because there's a lot of people right now who are looking for jobs, and there's a lot of people right now who are looking for people to join their companies. And it's like, okay, what does my ad look like? Is it fun? Is it boring? Does it get their attention? Is it something they're going to pass over? Is it something that's going to make them giggle, right? And like that's a big thing, okay? So then after that, you know what we do next? It's crazy. I know it's crazy. We send them an awesome email. We're like, this is exciting. You've applied for this job. We're going to go through this, and here pretty soon we're going to get back to you. And then we send another email that's like, hey, we're so excited you applied for this job. Now that we need you to go do this profile. We need to get you to go do this DISC assessment. We call it a culture index is what we call it. And they go do this DISC. And then we've already evaluated, like, you can't really see it, but like right over here on my board, I have a ton of stuff for these two positions of what we're looking for in a DISC. Do they need to be high D? Do they need to be high I? Do they need to be high S? Do they need to be high C? Do they need to be like DC or DI or whatever? You know what I mean? IC, ID, it doesn't matter. My point is like, you need to go through and figure out what you want and then have them complete that assessment, because I'm telling you, when you're going through hundreds of applications, okay, there's going to be half the people that don't even fill out the assessment. There's going to be half the people that don't fill out the assessment for 2 weeks. They're going to come back and do it 2 weeks later. They're gone. You can't do it in 2 weeks. You don't want this job that bad. I don't need you. Right? If you do it the same day or within 24 hours, great. But if you don't do it within 24 hours, like, you've already gone down on my list. Okay. And if your profile, if I'm looking for like high D, high C, which is possible, somebody who's got a ton of drive and also has a ton of attention to detail, not me, I'm definitely not high C. But I have people that I surround myself with that are high C, right? And so my point is like, if I know what I'm looking for in that position, it's so easy for me to just come in and go, yep, not a right fit, not a right fit, not a right fit, not a right fit. Ooh, maybe, not a right fit. Ooh, yeah, maybe, not a right fit. And I can just go through and mark them out, and I can send them those beautifully crafted rejection emails that are not like, that don't just go, oh, we're not interested in you, sorry, right? The rejection email is written very nice. Hey, you've got a ton of experience. We really appreciate you applying, taking the time to go through this. We know that it takes time, and we appreciate your time. Don't forget to keep watching us, because you might be a good fit for another position, but you're not a good fit for this position. And that's not how it reads. It reads a lot more elegant than that. But it's still lighthearted. It lets them off easy, and it makes them, it's like, I call it a compliment sandwich. You do really nice things, the turd in the middle that they don't want to talk about, really nice things on the bottom. And so you've got, it's a sandwich that's in compliments with the thing in the middle that you don't really want to talk about. So it lets them down easy. Just compliment them to begin with, let them down, compliment them again. And it works really good in a rejection email. And you know what? I've actually got like emails after a rejection email. They're like, dude, hey, that was like the best rejection email I've ever got. Sorry I didn't get the job, but I'm super stoked that I got the opportunity to just apply and go through this process. And it's like, score, right? And I used to, I'll tell you what I used to do. I used to think that I had to give everybody a phone interview that applied. And now I'm like, man, I don't have time, because we have this goal where when we apply, we put less than $100 advertising. We have 1,000 candidates come in. That's our goal. Like, we want to be that company. We want to be the company that people want to work for, okay? And so that's what we're striving for. That's what we're moving forward in. And it's just been crazy awesome to be able to do what we're doing and to see it and watch this come through. Okay, so now then, they've got the ones that then, meet the profile, meet the assessment for where we're after them, and they actually do the assessment. They do it in a timely manner, okay? Then we come back in and we go, okay, now that we're going to do a phone interview. And so we do a 15-minute phone interview for them. So I send them a Calendly link and I say, hey, sign up for this. And then they sign up for it, and it automatically comes to my email. Calendly's free. You can totally get it. You can totally hook it up this way, and you send out a link of your own. Okay. And then I do a 15-minute phone interview. It's 15 minutes. It's super simple. I get to talk to them. I get to make sure they're going to jump on the phone, that they can actually speak coherent English. They understand me. I understand them. They show up. They're on time. Super simple. It takes less than 15 minutes of my time. Believe it or not, I'll call people and they won't even answer. And I'll be like, they don't want the job. Doesn't matter. Or they'll call me back right away because they didn't answer because they didn't know the phone number, right? And I can totally get that. But they're expecting a call at a certain time. I call within a minute or two of that time, and it's good. And if they aren't there, then they don't progress, right? But it weeds people out, because that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get the cream to the top. We're trying to get the cream, right? We don't want the milk. We don't want the majority of the people to come work for us. We want the cream. We want the good stuff, the stuff with all the nutrients in it, right? Oh, it's going to zoom in again. I love when my camera does this. Anyways, if you're watching this, you just got like this huge look of me. Now I'm going to play with this camera for a second. Anyways, so as we get that cream on the top, right? Like, we're going to get that cream on the top. And then as we move forward, then we'll be able to easily separate that cream, because it's going to make it everybody's already rose to the top that we need. Okay. And so the more steps we have, the more cream comes to the top, because that's where it is. Like, we're actually getting it thicker and thicker and thicker. And so we start out with this much cream, and then all of a sudden we're down to this much. And the more we separate it, we're down to this much. And then all of a sudden we're down to just a couple people, and it's super nice, because now then we're making it work. So that's, I'm so messing with this camera. Sorry guys. It's zoomed in on my face. Nobody wants to see that close. Even my wife takes, well, she didn't wear glasses anymore, but my point is, anyways, the other thing that I want to talk about is, like, so after we do the 15-minute phone interview, that's usually with somebody on my team. It's not going to be me in the very near future, but right now it is, because we're still a rather small company, right? So then as we grow, I'm going to have somebody else come in who's a lead, take over those interviews, right? And they're going to do all those interviews, and then they're going to talk to me at the very last, and I will be the very last interview, and that's the only time I'm going to have to deal with hiring in the near future. So like, if I had multiple managers underneath me, I would have the manager of that division do this whole process. And this whole process is mapped out and laid out, and it's super easy to do. All right. So they're going to be the ones who post the job. They're going to be the ones who manage the job. They're going to be the ones who do the advertising for the job. It's going to come out of their budget to manage to advertise for that job. So they want to be as good as possible, right? They're going to pay for the profiles that they do in order to get that job taken care of and those people. So you're not buying full profiles on everybody. You're using partials on a lot of people, right? That don't cost you anything if you do it correctly. And then all of a sudden you're working your way through. Okay, so we've done they apply to the job, and then we send an email, say congratulations, and we send another message that says, hey, you need to do this culture index. They do the culture index, and we send an email that if they fit, either rejection or satisfied. So there's a split right there. Okay, so then they either go through the, hey, we're ready to move on to the interview, or oh, sorry, this isn't going to work out. So then when they go into the phone interview, they do the phone interview. They go through the 15-minute phone interview. Simple Calendly link. They don't sign up for it. They're out. Boom. It's that simple. You're weeding people out through each of these processes. Then from there, they go to a team interview. Okay, so they meet the whole team. We bring 4 or 5 people from the team on, and they're going to be working directly with, and they're going to be in that interview. Okay, so then that's a Zoom meeting, and we can do that all 100% remote. We do it through Zoom. We do it through Teams. We do it through whatever, Google Meets. It doesn't matter what you do it with, right? So then you do that Zoom meeting. You get 4 or 5 people there. We talk for 5 minutes before they come on. We buy the culture index for them once they make it past the phone interview. And then from there, we move forward. Okay. Then from the team interview, then they go to one more interview that's with me. And then they go to a job offer. So the job offer always comes from me. And it should always come from me for a really long time until we get super big. Okay. My point of that is that I get to meet everybody that comes to work for our company. Okay, I don't want to be so big that I don't see the people who work for me, right? Does that make sense? Like, I'm not saying that I don't want this giant company, but I still want a personal face. I still want to say, oh yeah, I met Dan. Yeah. Oh yeah, he's a great guy. Oh yeah, I met him a couple times. Oh yeah. Oh man, we had a great conversation. And let me dive a little bit deeper into like what each one of these looks like. So the 15-minute interview that I do with them is actually letting them tell me for about 5 minutes about themselves. That's usually long enough. Some people are rambling on for 7 or 8 minutes. 10 minutes is about the longest before I cut them off. But then I go, okay, that's great. Do you have any, let me tell you a little bit about the company. Let me tell you about what I'm doing. So if they're a good fit from there, I've got two options at that point. Okay. So I already know what their personality assessment is. I already know how they're going to fit within the disc and whether they're going to be a decent fit or whether they're not, or whether I'm testing them out or whether I'm super excited or not really excited about this person. From there, the phone interview can change everything though. Okay. And I want you to realize that it can change everything. What I do from there is like, I let them talk about themselves. Hey, tell me a little bit about yourself. Okay. Then they go through their whole background, depending on the person. They'll talk for, like I said, 7 or 8 minutes, 5 to 7 minutes in there. About that time, they're done. Then you go, sweet. Let me tell you a little bit about us. This is where I get to build hype in our company. So for the people that I really want to bring on, I want to get them excited about our company. I want to make them feel really good about it. So what I do is I'm like, oh yeah, this is what we do. This is where we're going. This is our social stance. This is some of our core values, some of our team. This is what we do. Like, this is how we do it. This is our big goals. This is what we're doing. This is where we're growing. Because I want to be excited to come work for us. It's either going to do 2 things whenever I talk to people. I either excite them or I scare the living crap out of them, because my dreams and goals are so big, and I'm very open and honest in this. I'll be like, yeah, this is our goal. This is what we want to do. This is where we want to go. I talk a little bit about revenue in here. That way they can understand where we're at, and then we have big goals. I don't necessarily talk about what we're making right now, revenue, but in my opinion, everybody in the company needs to know where our goals are for revenue so they can help us get there. Okay. And then after that, we do the team interview. Okay. Now the team interview is where the team gets to ask questions. I've given them a quick brief on it. Everybody has their disc profile at that point. We've got the in-depth one on it. We know exactly what it is. We know what their motivators are. We know everything about them. That disc profile costs us anywhere from $20 to $60, depending on how we buy it and which one we're getting. So we get that disc profile on them. We're looking at them and go, oh yeah, this is really good. And here's the thing is like, we may get 500 applicants for a job. Okay. And out of that, I'm going to send everybody a message, hey, go do this culture index. And out of that, only 100 people may do the culture index. That tells me that I don't want the other 400 people right away, because they can't listen to orders. They can't listen to a task. They can't do it. They're not somebody who's really interested in the job. They're just wasting time. And they're wasting my time at this point. So that message takes me no time at all to send. Okay. Then after that, I get to the phone interview. All right. So the disc weeds people out because they're not going to do it. And then from there, it weeds more people out because they're not going to be a good fit, because I've already said, hey, these are the specific roles, these combinations. Oh my God, it's zoomed in again. are what I'm looking for, is these specific combinations, okay? And if these specific combinations aren't there, then I don't want them, okay? I don't want to use them. I don't want it to be anywhere near me when it comes to that. And I don't want them there. So like, let's say that I don't want somebody who's S, which is steady in a position, then guess what? I am not going to want somebody who's S in that position, and I need to just avoid that whenever it comes to them getting hired. So I know what I'm looking for within my profiles, and then I'm making it smaller. The selection is smaller, and then it's going to be even smaller, and it's going to be even smaller with each one, because I only about 50% of the people that I send interview requests to are actually going to do it. They're going to actually go to Calendly and do it. They just go, oh, I just got this free assessment, blah, blah, blah. Oh, right. They're wagging the dog, right? And then they come to the phone interview. And in all honesty, only 50% of the people who go to the phone interview are going to make it to the team interview. And only, 10% of the people that make it to the team interview will make it anywhere in or further in discussions. It's super easy yes or no's when it comes to that. And I didn't used to hire this way. I used to just be like, oh, hey, yeah, what's your name? Oh, awesome. Let's chat a little bit about yourself. Let me tell you a little bit about the company. 30-minute interview. I was done. Meet them, shake their hand, do a 2-interview process, and that was it. But what I found was that I wasn't getting quality people when I did that. I wasn't building enough hype up around my company to make people think that we were a prestigious company. And here's what I figured out is once we go through that hiring process like that, you get better people. Right? Like we still have bad apples. We still hire people. We still make mistakes. People still misdisplay themselves from what they truly are, or they don't work as hard as they could, whatever. You know what I mean? Like there's a million things that causes people to fail. We're not saying that when you go through the process like this, you're not going to fail. What we're saying is you're actually making your life simpler. And as the GM of a company, each manager should be doing the hiring, not you. It's like if you have an operations manager and a sales manager, that sales manager should be hiring the salespeople. That operations manager should be hiring everybody in operations. If you have a petroleum manager, that petroleum manager should be hiring their drivers, not you. You should be hiring or promoting the managers. You should have the managers doing all the hiring. They should be doing this entire process. Now, if you're small, like we are right now, and you only have a team of like 10 or 11 people, then you still have to do it all yourself for the moment. But as we grow, that's going to go away from me, and we're going to have this process, this framework, this procedure, whatever you want to call it, right, that people use within our company that we can allow other people to use outside of our company as well. And that's why I'm sharing this framework with you. I'm actually giving you a ton of the details as to like how to make it happen and a lot of tools and tips as to make it happen, because to me, hiring is one of the most crucial things that you do, and it probably costs companies the most money. We hired somebody, I've hired several people, and they didn't work out. And one person was with us for like almost a year before we figured out that it wasn't working. And it was because we tolerated too much in the very beginning. And we went through this entire hiring process with them, and then it just didn't work out. It's not that big of a deal. Yes, it sucks. Yes, it costs money, but does it like kill us? No, like not even a little bit, right? Because we went through this whole process, you know how easy it is to replace that person? And if they don't work out right away, we still got a pool of candidates that we can be like, oh yeah, you guys were like second in a row for this. We'd love to offer you this position. I don't usually say you're second in a row. I go, yeah, we had a change in plans. We decided to open up another position. Would you be interested in coming onto our team? And the chances of them saying yes are still pretty high because they're invested in you because they've done so much to get through the hiring process. You're going to find out if they're really interested or if they're just kicking rocks. Right? There's nothing worse, in my opinion, and I've done this before, but there's nothing worse, in my opinion, than somebody who's kicking rocks or turning rocks over to see if they find any gold underneath them. And when they find gold, they're going to reach in and jump on it. They're not willing to break a rock. They're not willing to dig the mine. They're not willing to do the work. They're just kicking rocks over. And you know what they're going to do? They're going to leave you because they're kicking rocks over all the time looking for a better job. They're not somebody who's going to stick around, or they're not going to be a great employee if they're there, right? We look for outstanding people. And to hire outstanding people, it takes a little bit of time to get through that process. So I just wanted to take a minute and kind of share that with you guys. I think that it's really cool to go through something like that, to create that framework for it. Maybe I'll like sketch it out. I think it'd be really cool if I just sketched it out real quick. Maybe I'll sketch it out and we can throw it up on our website, or I can build a blog on it or something. So Anyways, I'm glad that you guys joined in. Super stoked that you're here. Hopefully you enjoyed this. If you enjoyed it, give me a big old shout out, give me a thumbs up, give me a like, whatever you want to do. Subscribe, right? If you didn't like it, stop doing it. Don't waste your time. Okay? Alright guys, hope you enjoyed it. We'll chat with you soon.